Hey you guys, this is Ola Clarkson coming at you with my first video on my plant-based diet staples. What I keep in the house, what I eat regularly. These are the most kind of the basic things that I like to always have on hand. I am not here to tell you why you should or shouldn't do certain things or eat certain things. I know I am not in the business of convincing by any means. This is simply my way. So I'm sharing with those of you who are ready, who are willing to give it a try, or just curious, and it'll need a little bit of guidance without a whole lot of time to do your own research like I did. This is not an activism type of thing for me. I am not going to tell you why you should or shouldn't do certain things. I'm not going to shame you, of course. So it is simply your choice. For me, it is just listening to my body, listening to what it wants, what makes it feel good, and just basically going with it. And it has not always been the right choice for me, and it might not be the right choice for you at this moment. But if you listen to your body and kind of get in touch with it a little bit more, you might find the same things that I found, that plant-based whole foods nutrition works best. If you hear my son or see my son here and there, I work from home doing these kinds of things, so apologies in advance. Okay, let's begin. So first and foremost, I've got a big tub of oatmeal. This just comes from Costco and I just keep it in a container. We all eat it. My son does, my husband does, I do, so we always keep a lot of it on hand. Now, this little thing is just pumpkin seeds. I just get them from Harmon's or whatever grocery store you've got nearby. And these are a good source of protein and selenium as well. If you're following the meal plan that I'm following, see those containers behind me? It's an orange container. Alright, another great thing to have on hand is lentils. Can be used in a lot of recipes. It's got very mild taste. This is just mixed, but I like the red kind the most. And you can just eat it just like that. It cooks very fast. It's very high in protein. You can make a lot of Indian dishes out of it, vegan burgers, all kinds of things. Alright guys, next thing I've got here is this flaky yellow substance, here you go, which is called nutritional yeast. This stuff is also a good source of protein and a bunch of other micronutrients. And it's got this nutty, cheesy flavor to it. So if you're wanting to put it on pasta or something that you want to give that cheesy flavor to, if you're having a hard time or missing cheese, this will be your thing. Now, speaking of pasta, this is my favorite kind. Of course, you can have just regular wheat pasta. It's okay. Just make sure the wheat is non-GMO, because most of the wheat in America is GMO. I like this brand right here. And it used to be called Explore Asian, now it's just called Explore Cuisine. And this stuff got 25 grams of protein per serving. It's made out of edamame. And they also have black bean pasta and all kinds of things that are very low in carbs and very high in protein. So, good source. Alright, now I always have nut milk on hand. Now this almond milk, vanilla, unsweetened, I get by case at Costco. 30 calories per serving, so compared to regular milk, it is very, very little. And I don't just drink usually a cup of milk, but I use it in my shakes, in my smoothies. I put it in my coffees and my teas, things like that. So I always have it on hand. Cashew milk is also a very good option. Right there, 25 calories per serving. Now this is also kind of an add-on type of food. Hemp seeds, also very high in protein, got omega-3s and etc. Good things. So you can put it on your oatmeal, on your salads, Buddha bowls, whatever you're wanting to make. Now, another staple of my diet is obviously legumes. Like in any vegan diet, you're going to be eating a lot of legumes because they are high in protein. So that's nature's meat, basically. Garbanzo beans are one of my favorites. They're also called chickpeas, and you can use them for so many things. We'll talk about it later when I give you my recipes in this challenge. Also, these mayokoba beans, if I'm even saying it right, I've only cooked it once, but it's got very mild flavor. So if you're not a fan of beans or legumes in general, chickpeas and these Maricopa beans are the best, and then you can have any other kinds. But if you're going to be getting them in a dry form, they take quite a bit to cook. You need to cook them, then you need to leave them for a few hours to soak, and then you cook them again. And so it's kind of a process. And if you are short on time, just go for the canned stuff. The health food store sell it, all kinds of stuff sells it. And there's black beans, I've got chickpeas, lentils. You can just buy any sorts of legumes basically in a canned form. But just make sure that you rinse these very well, otherwise they'll make you gassy. And watch out for BPA lining. Make sure your cans don't have them. This is not a protein source, this is just diced tomatoes, but I decided to include it here because I do use them in a lot of recipes. Pasta sauces, all kinds of other sauces, stews, Indian dishes. I use them in a lot of things, so I decided to put them in here. Next is a big old tub of peanut butter. This is also from Costco. Adams is a good brand because they don't add anything to their peanut butter. Yes, you have to stir it, but no, it doesn't have hydrogenated oil on it, so that is why it kind of separates. All right, let's see. For baking, I really like almond meal. It is also a good source of protein, not a low-calorie food, just like almonds themselves. But these are really good for a snack with an apple. Fruits, speaking of fruits, bananas and apples are my staples. These go in my shakes. I like those apples with some peanut butter or some almonds. That's just something I always have, and other fruits kind of come and go. All right, grains. Let's move on to grains. We talked about a couple already, but my staples are rice and quinoa. So those are also very easy. They're easy to cook. Just rinse them before you make them. This is just also from Costco. It's called Harvest Medley. And it's just like a mix of brown rice and black rice and all sorts of things. Quinoa also comes in different colors, whatever, different flavors. They're slightly different. Not a big deal. But this is very, very high in protein, and it's got a complete set of proteins. So you basically just have it, just eat it if you like it, if you're going to eat it. Okay, next thing that I always have, and I keep on hand all the time, and I drink it every day, is my Shakeology. Shakeology has 2 vegan flavors, which is chocolate, and this one is tropical strawberry right here. And those are very, very good. Why? Contrary to a popular belief, this is not a protein shake. This is even though it's got a serving of protein, so which really helps, and it's plant-based protein, obviously in the vegan kind, it's pea protein. So there's no soy in there. I don't know how you feel about soy. But it is a nutrition shake that's got all your micronutrients for the whole day. So 1 scoop of this, and it also replaces your meal and basically provides you all the micronutrients for the whole day in just 1 serving. So if your diet is a little bit compromised, if you're eating a little extra, I don't know, empty calories, or even if you don't, but your stuff that you eat, like your produce is grown in the US, you know that the soils are so depleted that there's virtually no nutrients left in them. So this is a good way to kind of cover all of those micronutrient needs. So yeah, and nutritional gaps and all those kinds of things. So here you go. This is the stuff that I eat on a daily basis. Now, if you are really missing meat, if you are having a hard time getting off of it, now there's a couple of products that can help you with that. This is called TVP. It is called Spasiba. This is textured vegetable protein. So it's basically defatted soy that is like in the form of crumbles, or some of it is in the form of pieces. You can just buy whatever kind you want, and it's got a texture similar to meat. And soy on its own doesn't have a whole lot of flavor, as you may know, so you can add any kinds of sauces to it, and it's like put it in your tacos, whatever, chilies. This is really like reminds you of ground beef. All right, another thing, I actually have never bought it in a packaged form, and this is the first time that I tried it yesterday. It was good. It is called seitan or wheat meat. It is basically what it is gluten, you guys. Gluten is a protein that binds like wheat together in baking or something, I don't know. You can research it if you want. So this is, yeah, seitan is wheat meat or gluten. And this little package right here, you can see it compared to my hand, has 2 servings, and every serving is 27 grams of protein. So you're not going to be starving on protein, on your macronutrients if you're eating this kind of stuff. All right, now to fun foods. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, Zainka, видишь, я видео записываю, сладкий. If you guys still feel like you need more protein, and for me, and you wouldn't be if you don't have if you don't have... Где твой шарик? Где шарик? Где шарик? Иди ищи шарик. Unless you are lifting heavy, or you are training for something, or you are after a certain kind of physique with a lot of muscular definition, this is enough, this is plenty. But if you still feel like you need some, there's other kinds of proteins. My favorites are Sun Warrior, and this is just a protein, unlike Shakeology. So simply, if you don't want to eat some beans, you can have some of this. Vega protein is also very high in protein. It's pretty clean, but it doesn't taste that good. So I have it, but I've had it for a while and I don't really like it. So I very rarely I eat it. All right, what did I not show you? Yeah, this gluten right here, this is what seitan is made out of. So you can actually make your own, and it's not that hard. Now, let's move on to the fun foods, shall we? Oh, coconut oil. Yeah, this is your fat replacement. So if you're wanting, whatever you're putting butter in, you can substitute with either applesauce in baking, for instance, or in grilling and whatnot. Coconut oil is great. Okay, fun foods, here we come. Green superfood bars. They come in different flavors, but I think they're good for like... My son really wants it now. Okay, son, here you go. Well, I showed you guys. It's like chocolatey. If you're in the mood for candy, just have one of those. Or here's another thing that I like, and I always try to have, is dates. These are mature dates, and I love those. All right, and the next things, a couple things that they're absolutely not necessary. They're just for fun, for snacking, for whatever. These are just chickpeas that are kind of like crunchy and have some seasoning on them. Good alternative to chips or whatever. Pretty high in protein too. Now it's Christmas time right now, so if you love your eggnog, here is your vegan version of it, made from almond milk. And the brand is called Califia Farms. There. Tastes really good. It does not have that thickness of a regular eggnog, but it's only 50 calories, guys, compared to the 180 whatever in a regular eggnog. And it tastes really good. Made from almond milk, like I said. Alright, so if you are missing cheeses, cheese has never been my favorite, but sometimes I like to throw this on like a bowl of chili, or maybe some pasta. Dea brand. They also make yogurt that is dairy-free. So this is a good thing, and it melts like cheese. It's like you put it in a microwave to warm something up. It's stringy, so it really tastes like cheese a lot. Okay, if you're loving your mayo, they even have vegan kinds. So even Walmart, this is what I got at Walmart, but they have other kinds like Veganese and others. And this is just if you're wanting coffee or whatever. A lot of stores are selling these right now. They're very popular. A Silk almond milk creamer, and they have some sugar in them, so don't go crazy. It's 3 grams per 1 tablespoon. But they have almond and caramel or not almond, but like hazelnut and vanilla and so forth. So yeah, these are the kind of things that make it easy for you guys to kind of transition. Another thing I always have, my son for some reason put it in the fridge, is tofu. I make sure I always get tofu that is non-GMO, because normally I don't have a problem with soy unless it is GMO. If it's GMO, like a lot of the protein shakes that are non-dairy are based on soy. So always read your ingredients and don't use those unless it specifically says that it is a non-GMO thing. Like I said, most of it is GMO. Tofu also kind of took me a long time to get used to learn how to cook, so it's not gross to me, but I like it now. It still takes a little bit of time to prepare, or knowledge, but I like to make cheese sauce out of these nutritional yeast flakes and some almond milk or something. Just make sure it's not vanilla, with some added spices and herbs, and it makes it really good on tofu or other things, just like cheese. Okay, what have I forgotten to show you? Oh, I also have some frozen things that I haven't pulled out, like the veggie burgers that I made. Costco also sells a kind, I believe. Yeah, they're just called like that, I believe, veggie burgers, and they're made out of vegetables and nuts and grains, but you can also make your own, and I've made my own, and Pinterest will help you with that. Okay, what else do I have there? Oh, edamame beans is also a good source of protein, as well as peas. Now normally on a vegan diet you will be eating more carbs, but it's not going to be a problem unless you're actually like training for a competition or something where you have to be so lean and cut with like such a low fat percentage on your body that it's unbelievable. Otherwise, you do not need to worry about those kinds of things. Just eat a lot of vegetables, eat a couple of fruits a day. Now I don't recommend more than 1 or 2 a day, and a lot of high protein grains and legumes. So I recommend that you include a little bit of protein with every meal. So we'll talk about meals. I'll give you examples. Like for breakfast you can have oatmeal with maybe a little bit of some protein or nuts or like hemp seeds. Things like that. For lunch you can, for instance, could have like a pasta or a chili. For dinner, whatever, lentils with some rice. Rice and beans is a complete source of protein if you eat them together, and make sure you add some kind of vegetable to it as well. That's what I recommend. On a vegan diet, you guys, on my meal plan, that is a 21-day fix meal plan, the containers that you see behind me right there, I am supposed to, just with mine, and I'm pretty small, I am only 5'2" and I'm like 116 pounds, I have to eat 5 servings of vegetables. So 5 of those green containers, let me show you a little bit closer. So for me, I have to eat 5 of these green containers of vegetables every day. I am still failing on that, I'm still working on it, but I just wanted to tell you how much vegetables you're expected to eat, okay? So you are not, yeah, this is the healthiest way to be for me, and all these things, most of them, okay, like exclude some of these mock meats and whatnot, but Shakeology included is a whole food. This is actually made from whole foods, so not like extracts that the company, you know, the laboratories or the science kind of picks out of a plant, playing the guessing game with nature to see what part of the plant your body is actually going to use. It actually uses a whole food like nature intended. It's just in dehydrated form, so it's easier to transport and package and pre-measure and things like that. Alright guys, I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll either make another video on that, or I'll answer you in comments, or in a personal message if you like. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can find me on Facebook, Olia Clarkson, and join my vegan challenge. I have never done one of these before, and I know that they have been kind of going around, but I actually decided, hey, wouldn't it be helpful if there was somebody leading you through these things every day? So I am hosting a vegan challenge starting Monday. This is only if you're watching it on YouTube. And I'll be hosting them regularly. So if you want to do one of these with me, it's free. Get a hold of me and let's get together. Alright guys, ciao, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.